I don't have such a big wallet, but I could dream of that. But I would not say in which country I would like to invest it. I would say if the condition is it must be a shopping center, I would say I would look out for undermanaged shopping center with a good environment, with a good catchment, with potential, and then reshaping it and positioning it, re-tenanting it, and that's because I think there are many undermanaged centers, and so this would be my recommendation for the 500 million.
Great, thank you very much. Herman, you can leverage up to $1 billion if you think that's necessary. But
No, let's stick to the original amount. That makes it interesting. I think also myself, I agree. Of course, we come from a tradition of improving shopping centers. So I definitely prefer under-managed schemes where you can make some extension, where you can make some improvements, redevelopment, etc. We have some earning capacity after the purchase. I would most probably consider, given the amount, I would try to focus, let's say, on one region in a given country, where you have, let's say, a number of, let's say, regional centers, mid-sized towns, not too big, where you basically can acquire shopping centers which basically within their catchment area are A, having the right fundamentals, B, relevant to the customer, and C, given the fact that the cities are relatively small, have, let's say, a perspective of being dominant.
Good, thank you. Henrike.
So I'd recommend you to put your 500 million euro into one single property acquisition, and if that materializes what you have found over there, I share my list of my top 10 wish list shopping centers with you after that session.
Okay, very good, thank you. John, what would you recommend?
Firstly, I'd recommend you'd redistribute your money on a level so you've got a better night's sleep. That'd be my first bit of advice. My second bit of advice would be to have a look at the Nordics. So I think investors during the downturn quite rightly focused on some core markets with stronger economies. And as the markets of Southern Europe have come back, there's a lot of excitement about those markets. So recently I've been working quite a bit in the Nordics, Sweden, Denmark and Norway in particular. And the balance of return versus risk versus quality of stock available and tenant demand, it's a pretty good balance. It's definitely not a cheap market, but it's not as expensive as some. And yet you've got strong economies, good consumers, so I think you could do a lot worse than spending your money in the Nordics.
Okay, good, thank you. Will?
Once I'd bought my 1965 Aston Martin DB5 Volante to go and have a look at the shopping centres that I was going to buy.
What colour, Will? What colour
probably blue or racing green.
Yes, racing green I'd have gone for.
Okay.
I happen to know what the colour is. It's called Californian Sage. That's the Aston Martin racing green colour.
I've seen you with a tie that colour. Yeah. Very nice.
That's all I can afford.
It would be dominant, a dominant shopping centre, one that you can't easily recreate. And really, it's got to be in markets where the zoning is very, very tight. So that's Germany, France, to a certain extent, some markets in Spain, and probably Italy as well.
Okay, good.
And I need to stay south because I've got the roof down the whole time on the car.
Excellent, no, very good point. Thanks very much.